Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of Body Talk. I'm Dr. Kimberly, relationship expert, and I'm here with Dr. Christine, who's our family doctor, who you guys know and love.
And today we're talking all about sex. Sex is something most young people think about whether you're in a relationship or not.
And so since so many of you are talking about it and thinking about it, we thought we'd dedicate a whole episode of Body Talk to the things you need to consider before having sex for the first time.
So many of my patients ask me what it means to be a sexually responsible adult.
And we think these three things include number 1, consent, number 2, protection, and 3, emotions. How are you going to feel after it's all over?
The first thing to think about when having sex is consent. Consent involves both parties being emotionally and physically prepared to participate in a sexual relationship.
So what that means is that the decision is just as much yours as it is your partner's. Both parties have a 50-50 right to decide if this is the right decision for your relationship. You should never have sex if you feel like you are not the one who's making the decision.
Part of consent in a relationship involves understanding the risk of being with a new sexual partner. This risk includes exposure to STIs. In general, I recommend that my patients do an STI screen, which involves blood work and urine testing prior to starting a new relationship.
The second thing you need to consider is protection. Now, protection comes in 2 forms. The first is protection against pregnancy, and the second is protection against STIs, sexually transmitted infections.
Protection against pregnancy is an important issue that should be discussed with your healthcare provider. It's important to note that other than abstinence, no form of birth control is 100%. However, we do have options available to reduce the risk of pregnancy. In the most basic form, condoms provide a barrier protection against pregnancy while also protecting you against sexually transmitted infections. Most people in my practice come in requesting the birth control pill. Pills come in a wide variety of dosages of hormones. Other types of birth control include rings, shots, or intrauterine devices. Any form of birth control that you choose has risks and benefits. These risks and benefits can be discussed with your family doctor to make sure the choice of birth control that you have is the best option for you. The final thing to consider is emotions. Most people don't think about how they're going to feel after having sex for the first time or starting a new relationship.
It's absolutely true that sex can change the emotional relationship that you have with your partner. So it's really important to think about these things before you decide to take things to the next level. You really have to think about how you're going to feel if the experience isn't as good as what you thought it would be, if it's painful, or even if your relationship doesn't work out the way that you thought it would. I personally think it's really important to have somebody who you trust who's available to talk to you during this time in your life, someone like a friend, a family member, or even a counselor.
Ultimately, both Kim and I agree that every person has the right to make informed choices about their sexuality and well-being. Be safe, have fun, and know that sex can be a remarkably positive experience when done with consent and with safety.
Exactly, Dr. Christine. Thank you so much for coming. And if you guys want more information about things to consider before having sex, you can actually head to drkimberly.com, where we actually have all of these topics laid out with more detail. So all about STIs, birth control options, and overall sexual health. So head on over and we'll see you there, or we'll see you next time on Ask Kimberly. Bye guys.
Bye.